Manchester United 0, Manchester City 2. Didn't go to plan. I think Ollie got a lot wrong tonight. Tactics, player selection, substitutions again. City's possession, we had a bit in the second half where we had nearly 80% possession at one point, but City just had far too much of the ball. I thought Foden was brilliant in the first half, causing Wan-Bissaka numerous problems. I thought in the second half Wan-Bissaka dealt with it a lot better, but there was so much space between Fred, McTominay, and then to Maguire and Lindelof. The space in between, but more specifically Fred and McTominay, just outdone all the time. They were poor today. And even though that you go into that game knowing that City are going to have a lot of possession, you still got to have the effort there to get them tackles in, to put that effort in to close them down. And I didn't even see that a lot today. And you usually get that with Fred just on an average day, and I didn't even see it with Fred today. So I thought it was too easy for City to get in behind our back four. And remember, they didn't even play with a striker. They had a false nine. They were swapping positions between Mahrez, Sterling, and even De Bruyne was going up front at times. And they were still getting through. And that's without a proper striker. So that was concerning early on before we even conceded. Wan-Bissaka, as I said, Foden had him on toast the first half. It was just poor. There was so much space, as I said, in the middle, in that centre defensive midfield roles. There was so much space, and against someone like De Bruyne, you can't be doing that. And even some of their other players, because they've got quality players that can pick a pass. And there were 3 goals that were disallowed for offside. Gundogan scored a goal that was disallowed, that just was like a training goal. He got through so easily, and that's a centre midfielder getting through there, like a striker would be there, and he scored. I say fortunately, we lost the game, but that goal was disallowed at that point. Just poor. Ollie said there's no excuses if we lose this game, and we've lost it, so now we just look even more foolish. 74 minutes it took Ollie to make a first sub. Remember, we've got 5 substitutions, and we've used 2. And it took him 74 minutes to make the first sub when you're already 2-0 down. What are you doing? What are we doing? I've said this before as well. Why does it take him so long to make a substitution or a change? Grow a spine. Grow some balls. We're not always just going to grab a lucky penalty or a goal and then you can make a sub. Do something about it at that time. Don't wait until the majority of the game's gone to make a sub. And then you bring Donny van der Beek on in the 87th minute. 2-0 down. Are you taking the piss? That guy is already getting treated like shit. And then you bring him on 2-0 down when the game's gone. Bring him on at 1-0 if you're going to do that. Don't bring him on at 2-0 down with 4 minutes to go. 3 or 4 minutes to go. What do you think that does to his confidence? Just terrible today, and I was feeling optimistic before the game. The strikers and the wingers weren't getting a lot of service. Bruno wasn't at it. Everyone pretty much had an average game. I've got 2 players that got just above an average for me. Today, that was there for us, and we didn't take advantage of it. I thought Dean Henderson had a good game, which was good to see, because a lot of people were saying that he didn't deserve to be in the team. And I thought he had a good game, so I was pleased for him. I thought Luke Shaw was really good again. But other than that, I thought Greenwood looked lively when he come on. Didn't have too many clear chances or nothing, but he had a few runs where he beat a few players and that. Maybe overplayed it a bit, but I thought he looked lively when he come on and positive. Donny van der Beek, as I said, he had very little time, so didn't have a lot of time to do anything. Again though, the first goal, John Stones, we concede a stupid free kick from McTominay. And then the ball gets whipped in along the floor. It's just off the floor, but low into the box, across Lindelof and Maguire. Lindelof tries to clear it and completely misses it. Maguire looks like he's trying to dodge the ball, like someone's shooting bullets at him, so he kind of just dodges it. Luke Shaw was marking Stones, but I don't think it's Luke Shaw's fault. But yes, he loses his man, but Lindelof and Maguire have to clear that before it gets to Luke Shaw. Have to clear it. It's not even that far, like they got a stretch to clear it, and they both miss it. And bearing in mind, one of these that has to clear it is our captain. And it's not the first time I've said this. Lindelof maybe is a bit at stretch, and well, he's not even at stretch. It looks like he tries to almost do a flick, which isn't good enough. Usually I think he clears that, but he missed it. So the ball is actually closer to Maguire than Lindelof when it's going across, and he misses it as well. But Lindelof actually looked like he was trying to do something, even though he missed it. Whereas Maguire looks like he's dodging at bullets. And then Luke Shaw has obviously left it. Stones has just run off and got a tap in. You've got to clear that ball. It's as simple as that. And stop conceding silly little fouls and free kicks, what I've said before as well, which McTominay did. Second goal, Fernandinho scores from outside the box. You could argue it's a good strike. I don't think Henderson can do anything about it. But who's marking him? No one's even close to him. Everyone's in the box. No one's next to him outside the box. No one's to the side of him. No one's near him. What do you expect to happen when you do stuff like that? No one's trying to make a block either, and even though they're in the box. No one gets close to the ball at all. What do you expect to happen when you do that? Yes, it takes a crisp strike sometimes like that to score from where he does, but he's done it. I think we shoot ourselves in the foot all the time with things like this. Who's marking him? No one. Not one person's marking him. No one's taking responsibility. But why isn't Maguire telling someone to mark him? Or better yet, a midfielder that's closer or should be closer to that person at that point telling someone. Or picking that person up themselves. No one's doing it. So it's like basics. You'd see this in Sunday League. Like you would see Sunday League teams organised better than this. Shocking. Absolutely shocking. But Ollie, for me, like I said, 74 minutes for your first sub. Are you having a laugh? Are you having a laugh? And then you bring Donny van de Beek on for 3-4 minutes at the end when you're 2-0 down. And now he's probably not even going to get off the bench in the league games coming up. Absolute joke. It's atrocious. It's disgusting. And another thing. Rashford needs to stay onside. Why is he offside so much? I've seen so many games where Rashford's offside so much. Martial does it a bit as well, but Rashford does it consistently. Stay onside. Also, Maguire had at least 2 headers today that he should be getting on target. And he don't. Basic headers that your centre-backs for majority of teams are getting on target. And he's not. He's putting them wide, he's flicking them up in the air. He couldn't head a pillow. He could not. And I don't know why he can't, because he used to do it at Leicester and he did it for England. And now he can't head a pillow. What is going on with him? That's our captain as well. Sums it up. I'm disappointed tonight because we should have beat them. And it was a perfect opportunity to. We went into it wrong, went into it negative. Wrong selections, as I said. Lindelof shouldn't have been playing. And I like Lindelof, but I don't think he's fully fit either. Bay should have never been dropped. His confidence is now going to take a hit. And he's probably going to stick with this now, Lindelof and Maguire, in the league, which is a joke. They probably play Bay against Watford. What a joke. Is stand-up comedy. Stand-up comedy. Poor performance. I'm getting to player ratings. Henderson I give a 7 to. I thought he made some good saves tonight. Did well, considering that a lot of people didn't want him to play and didn't feel he did enough to get a spot. I thought he was really good tonight. So a 7 for me. Aaron Wan-Bissaka gets a 4. First half, Foden had him on toast, as I said. Second half, I thought he equalled it up a bit and he dealt with him. But I give him just below average with a 4. Lindelof gets a 4, more so for the first goal. I think he should clear it. And he missed it. So he gets just below average simply for that. Maguire gets a 3 because of the headers that he should be getting on target. And the same situation with Lindelof. Lindelof don't clear it, Maguire then has to clear it, and he doesn't. And he's closer to the ball than Lindelof was. And he still misses it. 3 for Maguire. Shaw gets a 6. I thought he was solid. He was trying to be positive. He was getting up and down like he does. I thought his set pieces were good tonight again. Good deliveries from corners and free kicks. Thought he was solid, so a 6. McTominay gets a 3, just outrun, just outclassed. Like, it's like there weren't even a player in that position tonight, him and Fred. He gets a slightly lower rating than Fred will get because he gave away the free kick for the first goal. So he gets a 3, Fred gets a 4. Same as McTominay, he only gets slightly higher because obviously he didn't concede a free kick for a goal or nothing, but I thought he was poor as well. Greenwood, oh, these are the subs. I'll get onto the subs in a minute. Rashford gets a 4. Not a lot of the ball tonight. Just the offsides. There's no excuse for it though. I see it every game from him. Too many times he's offside, so he needs to work on that. I don't think he got a great deal of service tonight, but he wasn't really in the game that much. So a 4. Bruno gets an average of a 5 for me. Some people might have it lower than that for him tonight, but I thought he was trying as always, but you could see he was frustrated. I thought his head was dropping quite a bit, which you don't see from him too much. But it was just frustration and that, because I feel like he feels that he puts a certain standard of performance in every game, or tries to, and other players don't. And I think that was getting to him as well. Gets a 5. Did have one good shot that got tipped over, but apart from that, pretty poor. Pogba, also same as Bruno, gets a 5. Didn't think he really did too much wrong, but it didn't stand out to me. And these two sort of players of that level and the pedestals people put them on, they didn't do nothing tonight. Martial gets a 4. Did a shocking dive that is embarrassing. Like, even if you get a penalty for it, it's embarrassing. Stop diving. I didn't like that. Did okay in the hold-up play, but wasn't involved too much, so pretty average, to be honest. I'd give him just below average with a 4. Greenwood, I'd give a 6. I thought he was lively when he come on. Beat a few players on a few runs and that, but a little bit selfish, but he looked lively, so he gets a 6. Donny gets a 5, an average. I didn't really notice him, to be honest, but he didn't have a lot of time, so I'm not going to give him a poor rating because it wasn't his fault. He gets a few minutes, it's a joke, so average of a 5. My man of the match I'm going to give to Dean Henderson. I would have given it to Shaw if not, but I think Henderson made some crucial saves tonight, even though we ended up losing. It could have been by more goals if he didn't pull off the saves he did, so wouldn't be mad if you give it to Shaw, but mine was Henderson. I just feel annoyed tonight because we should have won. It was there for the taking, and we didn't take advantage of it, and we've only got ourselves to blame. Ollie's got himself to blame, and the coaching staff as well. All round poor performance, and people need to start taking more responsibility. Congratulations to Man City. I hope Tottenham beat them in the final, but not good enough tonight. I'll be back for the next game, guys. And yeah, hopefully a better situation and a better result. Speak to you soon.